Alita Battle Angel is the newest film by Robert Rodriguez. This was originally going to be a James Cameron film. A lot of you know I was pumped for this movie. I have been for a while. It was on my most anticipated list last year when I thought it was going to come out. Then it turned into this year. I started to get a little nervous. But I did enjoy the film. I'll get that out of the way right now. I did enjoy the film. Is it perfection? No. Is it the greatest film ever? No. But I wasn't really expecting it to be. But let's go into it. Like I said, it's directed by Robert Rodriguez. James Cameron was gonna do it, but he's tied up in his 14 Avatar films. It stars Christoph Waltz and Rosa Salazar. There's some other people in it, like Jennifer Connelly and I can't remember his name, but they're not really that important to the story. They're kind of wasted in the film, really. Really, the main two are Rosa Salazar and Christoph Waltz. Basically, this movie is a very far in the future, like thousands of years in the future. There was some type of war. I think they call it the Fall. And basically, there's just one giant city that kind of floats above kind of the slums. It's kind of got an Elysium feel to it, where everybody in the slums, they really want to be up there with the rich people, but you can't really get up there. There's only a few ways you can get up there, and so everybody just kind of looks up there and dreams about being up in the rich people city, in the floaty city. And then Christoph Waltz, he works on androids and stuff, and he finds the brain of one that had come from down there, because it's kind of like in the scrapyard. He puts it in his daughter's old body, because his daughter was paralyzed and then murdered, and there's this whole storyline going on. And then she doesn't have any memory, so she's questioning, like, who is she, what's she for? Now, throughout the film, you find out a lot of things. You find out, like, the relationship with Christoph Waltz and his daughter, about Alita, what her purpose is, who she is. And you kind of follow along with her trying to figure these things out. There's a lot of other things going on. There's some side plots. And there's some things that work and some things that don't. I will say, let's get into this good stuff first. First, this movie is beautiful. It is visually stunning. Like, I know a lot of people were kind of like, I don't know about the big eyes. I don't understand. I mean, this is based on an anime. She's got big eyes. I don't really get that. But I would understand people being like, oh, it looks a little too CG. But in the movie, I'm telling you, it looks great, fantastic. I actually got to see this in 3D RPX. The 3D didn't really blow me away. I mean, this wasn't like Avatar quality 3D, but seeing it on the big RPX screen was really nice, and visually it's like perfection. The world like feels lived in, and everything kind of really feels like, I don't know, like Alita feels like she belongs there, and it's not like, it doesn't seem weird. These people that have like the crazy arms, and there's people that are like full cyborg, you don't really, I mean, they feel like they belong in this world. There is a ton of world building, and like I said, a lot of it works for me because I'm not familiar with the manga, and I just enjoyed learning what all this world was, and where Alita came from, and all these different things. There is this sport that they play called motorball, I think is what it's called. Fantastic. The scenes are, there's two or three. There's one where she's like first tries it out. Then there's one towards the end of the movie where it is just action packed. It is some exciting stuff, and probably the best scenes in the movie are either the motorball scenes or some of the action scenes, which I'll get to in a minute. But motorball scenes were fantastic. I was like blown away. The sound, the visuals, it's really cool stuff. I could probably see a movie just about that, and I would probably be entertained. There is some really cool action scenes. I will say, this is going to sound a lot like Mortal Engines, where I liked the world building, but this had way better like visual effects. It had better world building and better action scenes. There are some really cool action scenes. There's one in the bar that is really spectacular, and for that alone, it's worth it. Now, I'll get into some of the negatives. Well, first, like I said, Rosa Salazar, who plays Alita, she's really good. She's definitely the highlight of the film, and her relationship with Christoph Waltz is really good. They have a good connection and a good chemistry. Now, to the negatives. Everybody else is probably wasted. The relationship between Alita and I forget the kid's name, but the love interest in the movie, Nah, not very good. There's some side stories involving some characters you're like, I just don't care. Specifically Jennifer Connelly, I just didn't really like her in this movie. And then the story does have some problems. There is an overarching story, like I said, where everybody kind of wants to be up on this place, and you never really get there, probably because they're setting up for a sequel, but there are some flaws in the story for sure, and they do a lot of stuff that I don't like setting up for sequels that we may never get, because, you know, this film is not going to be a big box office blow up thing, so I don't know if we'll ever get a sequel to this unless James Cameron just wants to give away some of his bazillion dollars and keep making these movies. I hope we do get a sequel because it leaves kind of in a good spot, and I'd like to see more from this world and these characters. But I wouldn't be surprised if we never see anything from this again. And when you build your story around kind of a lot of setup and, you know, things that could happen in future movies, it's kind of a letdown when you may never get another movie. But other than that, like I said, the love story's kind of crappy. The music was really good too. I like the music. I enjoyed it. I had a good time in the theater. It didn't blow me away or anything. I would get out of there being like, oh, this is fantastic. But it wasn't pure garbage either. And I can like some cheesy sci-fi, but this wasn't that. It was actually pretty decent. So I'm going to give Alita Battle Angel a 3.5 out of 5. It's a good time. If you like this kind of stuff, if you like the manga, then you'll probably enjoy it. It's pretty decent. Until next time, this is Randy Cage. Peace out.